What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show for Wednesday's 11 game. James, they are just not giving us small slates right now. They know the All-Star break is next week, and they are just giving you double-digit game slates Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know what Thursday's got to hold for us, but I'm sure it's probably another busy day then as well, which is fine. What it does for us is it kind of spreads out the ownership, so it kind of gives you opportunities to find some leverage. If you played the Brian Bayo, Yuri Perez start today, you raising your hand because you did, or raising your hand because you got something to say?
I did. I played that combo.
If you played the two 6K starters that we talked about, you had yourself quite a time. You would have liked to see Yuri go more than 5, but their team's up 10-1. Brian Bayo's team up 10-0, and he has 8 strikeouts. We talked about him not striking anybody out. His prop was 4.5. Soared over that. He almost had an immaculate inning in the first inning. He is out there just getting it all working because the Rockies are bad. So
that would have been two. That would have been 2 immaculate innings in one day.
That is true. The Orioles, right? Orioles pitcher there had an immaculate.
Brandon Young. Yep.
Brandon Young. So, will we find same value success on this slate? There's maybe a spot or two that you could look at. But you know what? I think we're going to be looking to spend up here. Instead, we have Chris Bubic on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates. O'Neal Cruz, heard he was in the home run derby, decided to put that on display. Hit a ball 500 yards. I say yards, not feet. 500 yards. I don't know if that thing's landed yet off Seth Lugo. But he's $10,000. Mackenzie Gore's 98. Andrew Abbott, all-star replacement, $9,500. Didn't have replacement, all-star replacement. Should have been an all-star replacement, but a sub-2 ERA, all-star replacement. Dylan Cease and Drew Peterson. David Peterson, not Drew Peterson. David Peterson. I think Drew Peterson's a murderer. David Peterson's $9,000.
It's possible.
That's your top grouping there. One pitcher up over 10K at 10K, and Bubic on this slate, he is certainly the belle of the ball, I think, given the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's a lot to like in this range. Just Bubic has been awesome. Obviously, hit a little bit of a skid here, like towards the tail end of this, first half, but picked it up in his last start. 7 innings, 3 runs against the Diamondbacks is pretty good. So like Bubic, Mackenzie Gore obviously has massive strikeout appeal. Strikeouts a little bit trending a little downward, I'd say, for Mackenzie Gore, but still like pretty good spot overall against the Cardinals. They have faded a little bit against lefties. We had talked about it a lot earlier in the year where lefties were they were weirdly hitting lefties for the Cardinals, and then they aren't anymore. Abbott, as you mentioned, all-star bid. We'll see. The Marlins have been better of late. As you mentioned, they have another 11 runs. Al Lopez just missed a grand slam. That's okay. So you could get to Abbott, and then Cease, always has a ceiling. Had 37 fantasy points against the Dodgers. Has gotten to 20 once in like the 12 starts surrounding it, but like 37 fantasy points against the Dodgers. He has largely been very unlucky this year.
Great K for 9, relatively okay-ish peripheral numbers, right? Like,
yeah, they're good.
Pitching better than a 4.6 ERA would the numbers suggest.
Yes,
we do often say high strikeout guys tend to have better peripheral numbers because of the missing bats aspect to that. But he's certainly in the cards. I mean, obviously Arizona's a tough draw.
Tough draw. David Peterson's a good play.
The lefty versus the Orioles are still a matchup we look to target.
Still a thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Still a thing.
So good 9K tier. Hey, lefty versus Cleveland. Brandon Walter, come on down.
Yes. Don't overthink it.
$8,700.
Okay, but let's just do this, okay?
Yeah.
This exercise needs to get back to manager Joe Espada and staff. Okay.
Don't pitch Jose Ramirez.
Homered in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Don't pitch to Jose Ramirez. And if that happens, John, we will be okay. All those that may or may not have picked up Brandon Walter on the waiver wire may be okay. All those that want to use Brandon Walter at $8,700 will be okay.
I think you're going to get him at no ownership because Lucas Giolito is drawing the Rockies.
Yeah, he's going to be 90% roster. Richard Fitz and Brian Bayo just dominated the Rockies for 2
Brian Bayo had
days.
8 strikeouts and counting. He was still pitching in the 8th inning when I last looked.
He gave up a 2-run home run to Hunter Goodman just now.
Oh, that is terrible for John. I hope he comes out of this game because I took the under 5.5 hits and he's given up 4 now.
He's still pitching.
He's in the 9th inning right now?
He is going for a complete game, yes.
That's 94 pitches. I mean, I don't need that would be an ultimate bad beat.
That would be a bad beat. That would be
so he can't give up 2 hits in this inning. Going for a complete game.
Two more, you're saying, right?
Give up
after you did just get a Lindor home run for what it's worth.
No, my John's fantasy team is having a day for itself.
Yeah, a lot of home runs.
Not only a lot of home runs, I also have
strikeouts.
I have 28 strikeouts in 19 innings thanks to Bayo, Mizorowski, and Yuri Perez.
Yeah,
so,
good day. You've had a good day.
Lucas Giolito has been also really good. The only one who hasn't taken to Andrew Bailey's teachings has been Walker Buehler.
Well, he's just not good. The Red Sox are going to get a starter, and his name is Kyle Harrison. It's going to be sooner rather than later.
If you remember, after this Angel start, I said to you, they told Lucas Giolito, who was tipping pitches, he worked with Andrew Bailey and figured it out. And the dude has been unbelievable since.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
So yes, Giolito. I think,
and that's big coming. That's big coming from you, by the way, because you are the number one.
I was an original Nikola Jokic hater. You know,
that is you were. You are.
If you prove to me you're capable of being better than suck, then I will amend my take. You know, and here we go. We do have to worry about weather. I didn't usually call that off. Weatherman John here. I don't know if you noticed here, Baltimore, New York, and Boston all have rain. Cincinnati also potentially dealing with some rain. So the rain did not come on Tuesday. It's going to come later, which means it's going to bleed into Wednesday. So that's going to be something to watch for this Red Sox game because obviously that would flip everybody right back to Brandon Walter in that matchup. I'm not going to pitch Ciccone. I understand the strikeout potential. Do you agree with that? Would you pitch Ciccone here against Houston?
I would possibly give him a look. He has been really good.
Yeah, top piece back in that Naylor trade. So,
he's been Brian Bayo base hit allowed. By the way, I do believe they are taking. It looks like they're taking him out of the game.
Thank you.
I went to actually look at this. I wanted to get this data correct here. Okay, so the last 30 days, John, Houston, we've talked about this a little bit. Houston ranks first in OPS against right-handed pitching. So maybe they kept Brian Bayo in the game. Brian Bayo remaining in the game.
Did he just give up the hit?
Oh my God. Michael Tollier just hit a home run that went foul. And it went really far. But it went foul. So you're good.
This is going to be the worst bad beat I've taken in some time here.
If the hit, but you also could get a ground ball double play right here because that's what Bayo does, right? So just deep breath. We're gonna get the double play here. On the Ciccone front.
Yeah.
On the Ciccone front, I think that with Houston down some of their bigger pieces, it's a little bit okay, but they do rank first over the last 30 days against right-handed pitching. So that's obviously a little bit concerning.
Sure. That's fair. And again, we know Houston struggles have been against righties, and Giacone is a good pitcher.
Not over the last 30 days.
Okay.
That has not been the case. They're number one in OPS.
Really? Okay. Interesting. I know you just said that. Obviously, I was looking at David Festa's numbers here. Don't want that guy.
No.
Logan Evans called up versus Kansas City, 5 2/3 shutout baseball against your Yankees.
Yeah, offense. Wonder if the offense is cured.
Okay.
We just hit a bunch of home runs. It's possible. So,
where are we on Cam Schlittler?
Schlittler.
I said what I said. I said it intentionally.
You almost nailed it.
No, I said it on purpose.
You almost nailed it.
I said it on purpose.
Good breaking stuff. Decent everything else. Not a top prospect, but he's had a bunch of success at AAA this year. He's one of those guys where he ranks specifically, he's like their 10th prospect, but he's soared through the ranks this year because he's dominated AA. He pitched pretty well at AAA. A lot of strikeouts, like a ton of strikeouts. But we say that about a lot of minor leaguers, right? So we'll see. Decent fastball, playing in the minor leagues this year, 96, and he has 60 grade off speed. So decent prospect. I think he's a pretty good pitcher. Obviously has to navigate some pretty good hitters on the other side. Brian Bayo finished. Did he finish his outing?
Struck out Ryan McMahon and end the game.
It's a great feeling. So I definitely think Schlittler could be a pretty good option. He just obviously has to J-Rod, Dumper, and Arozarena. Those are your three guys you have to worry about. And other than that, it's, the Mariners don't have the world's best lineup.
Sandy versus Cincinnati at $6,900. We talked about needing to watch the weather there. I don't get why they still are pitching him at 7 ERA. 1.5. They're just, I don't know. They got nobody else. They're put him on the IL. I don't know. Let him work something through.
They need to trade him. They need to have him work through it on the mound so they can trade him.
That's not happening, though.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's a market for him. Because I don't think we've seen this, though. We've seen people return from Tommy John and not be good. I'm not saying he's going to be good or he's been good, because he hasn't. But I think they need him to pitch well because they need to trade him. Conversely, we kind of talked about this with Yuri Perez, and I'm not going to compare the two pitchers because obviously one is trending up and one is not.
Sure.
We talked about how bad the Reds offense has been over the last 30 days against righties. Didn't change. They got shelled again. They're hit. They did nothing offensively again. So I don't know, just something to look into. Do I think he's going to have a Brian Bayo or Yuri Perez performance? No, but I do think that there's some viability here because we also don't have that pitcher that we'd want to go to. I think.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there is the Bailey Falter, Cade Horton, maybe, because Minnesota's been iffy. Falter's been okay. I don't think you were going to throw anything else.
I don't mind Kumar Rocker against the Angels. He has been way better.
Sure.
All the peripherals look way better. When you look
just
at a lot
the walks you have to watch, but obviously
it's
an Angels team that doesn't really watch. So
they strike out, and all their numbers are down against righties over the last month. So,
Rocker was dominant at the minor league levels, right? Yeah. Just he hasn't figured out major league hitting yet, and largely is just a control issue for him. So
yeah,
he does give up home runs, which I guess could be a problem in this spot. But
when you look at some of the Kumar Rocker splits this year. 5.8 ERA, 3.9 xFIP. His Sierra, 3.9 Sierra. Big ground ball rate. 48% ground ball rate. There's a lot to like about Kumar Rocker if he's just not walking people.
Good. All right. Well, let's go to catcher again. It's an 11-game slate. There's a lot of options for us here. You have Cal Raleigh, Ben Rice. I would imagine be back in the lineup here for the Yankees in this one. Langoliers, obviously, given the Atlanta and A's matchup in Sacramento. Elder, Spence on the mound. So Baldwin and Langoliers will be awesome. Narvaez should be back in the lineup, hitting in the middle there for Boston versus Senzatella. Red Sox scored another 10 runs today. I mean, they're scoring 10 runs a game for the last week.
Well, they finally face a righty. So let's see what the not to say anything, because I saw Romy RBI triple against a righty, Ceddanne Rafaela 2 RBI, Story home run against a righty. Like they obviously have. Willier's going to play. Duran hit a home run against righty. So it's not that they don't.
You know who's back for this one is
Yoshida. Yeah, and they're going to play. It's interesting because Duran homered.
Yes.
Tonight.
No. Did he homer? He did homer.
He homered.
Yeah, he did homer. Yeah.
He homered. So it's interesting to see if they take him out of the lineup.
He's got 2 hits. He had the RBI last night too on the hit. So.
And they're gonna play Yoshida over him, presumably, because they've already said Roman Anthony's playing left field.
Yeah. Because Yoshida has the DH.
Yeah, until he plays first, right?
Until he plays first, yeah. Mayer will be back in the lineup because the righty will be on the mound.
Yep. And Ceddanne Rafael is never sitting again. He's never going to sit ever.
No, why would you sit him?
No, I'm just saying. No, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
A lot of interesting decisions coming out of Boston.
The most interesting decision tomorrow will be who leads off. Because if it could be Roman Anthony.
Could be Roman Anthony. Very, very, very possible to be Roman Anthony. But anyways,
Thatcher, yeah. Narvaez will hit somewhere in the middle there.
Narvaez will hit somewhere in the middle. Great spot. I am absolutely going to go out on a limb and say Shea Langoliers is going to hit a home run here against Bryce Elder, who's allowed a boatload of home runs lately. And I'll never forget that 14 strikeout game that Bryce Elder fooled everybody with when it was like...
Is that the Rockies?
I think it was the Giants.
Okay.
And then the Rockies shelled him the next start, and he was like super chalk. And that led to all this terrible pitching. Langoliers is going to hit a home run off him. He's probably not going to be long for this game. So I love Langoliers. Wells homered tonight. I'd play Wells. Augustin Ramirez against a lefty like that. We've talked about this a couple times, Sean. David Festa, big home run problem, especially against righties, but the lefties are coming around too. Carson, Sammy Sosa, Kelly, $3,700 against David Festa. I really like Caratini, 35. Murphy's going to be... I wonder what they do. I wonder what the Braves do if Acuna can't play tomorrow either. Would they go double catcher? Would they DH Murphy and possibly play Baldwin as well? I guess that remains to be seen.
Sure.
Obviously, you have Ozuna there as well that you could DH, but how does the hip feel?
Yeah.
There's a lot there in that 3K range to take a look at.
Yeah, I agree with you. First base. Matt Olson, $5,200. He got a lot of ownership on the Tuesday slate. You got him obviously in Sacramento versus Mitch Spence. Pete Alonso, we always talk about Sugano live to give up home runs. Maybe this is a spot where again the Mets can continue. They scored 6 runs of counting so far tonight. You mentioned Festa and his problems. Bush is there. Still like Kurtz. Play most of these guys, honestly. Bellinger at 51 feels high, but...
Ooh, we got Bellinger first base eligibility again.
We do, yep. Got 3 first basemen for the Yankees there. Bellinger, Rice, and Goldschmidt.
Well, they do all play first now.
Yeah.
Or at least, it's like the catcher thing too. Rice is also catching, and now they have 3. There's really not a wrong answer here. I'm not going to play. Is it maybe I don't play Josh Naylor?
Cease, yeah, probably. But Cease hasn't been great, but Naylor, I guess, would be the.
But last time we said that, he homered.
This is the wrong Romy split,
True.
But it's Senzatella, and that offense is scoring a bajillion points. So,
Romy's been awesome.
There's a chance that Romy. I think Romy plays, but
because he's just been too good.
Because he's been too good. Willie Castro just homered. John's team is on fire today. Him and Jeffers went back to back. This would be a spot where Toro plays first, because this is Toro's strong split with the righty on the mound. And they play Mayer and rest Romy. So we'll see. Toro could be 1,000,000,000% rostered if he ends up being the starting first baseman in this game. Let's see. Josh Smith versus Hendricks at 41. Get him there. Could be a Smith Seager day. Let's see. Any value you like down here?
Salvi, 35. We didn't really mention my catcher, but Salvi, Toro.
Yeah, Toro's 32.
Jake Berger against Hendricks. Hendricks has a home run problem against righties. Can play David Fry. He homered. That's it.
Okay. Second base. Up at the top, where we want to go.
All rise. Your Honorable Aaron Judge is now tied. It's tied now, right? 34. Is that tie Cal Raleigh?
I don't know.
35. Cal is 35. Okay.
My team has 5 homers today, but only 6 RBI. You figure that one out.
Yes, bunch of solo jobs. Second base, Jazz looks very good as a second baseman again, thankfully, because that's where he's going to play the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Matt
McLean homered tonight.
Matt McLean did homer. Like, I'm obviously not against playing against Sandy. I also do think it's a little interesting using Sandy because the Reds have been struggling so much, but I also fully on board also using guys against him.
McLean's the guy's got a 7 ERA.
Yeah, he's definitely been bad. I like some I'll definitely like some Rangers here, Semien included. Going to hit right in the middle of their order.
Semien, dude, 43.
Big time price upgrade. And he's been good, so I get it.
He deserves to be more than. I mean, I guess my kid Donovan's getting knocked down because of the Gore matchup. Again, Willie Castro just homered. I'd play him against Horton. I mean,
so would I.
Cronenworth, we know Brandon Pfaadt's weakness is lefty power.
Geloff, if he doesn't homer for the first time on the Tuesday slate, he will on the Wednesday slate.
Yep, I'd play any Met versus Sagano. So
I would play any Met against Sagano. Any of them. Any Met versus Sagano. Beatty, McNeil. We'll get to Mauricio's down here at 3K. He homered today. Any of them.
Any of them. They'd all be in there. Marcelo Mayer, $2,900. He's going to be back in the lineup. So, and he was hitting in the top of their order before they faced 14 straight lefties. So, like, I mean, they did. So, I assume he goes right back to sort of hitting in that top half. I'd play that. He's probably just sitting there and be like, man, I wish I could do this, get in the lineup, get some swings. And Brooks Lee's there against Horton if you wanted to go that as well. Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. Third. Jazz is there. Eugenio, J-Ram, Machado. Michael Garcia versus Falter could be a spot. Again, I think Bailey Falter might be one of the viable value options to pitch, but if you're not going there, maybe the Royals could be doing something.
And they had we just saw the lefty in Heaney, and he got absolutely shelled. So It is worth at least mentioning, like, that could be a thing again, right? Like, we could see a thing where, don't look now, Bobby Witt's hitting everybody. Don't look now, Michael Garcia hits behind him. And this lineup suddenly we know Vinny Paz has been on fire. So yeah, I don't hate that shout, and also would definitely play Ramirez as much as I love lefties against. When Jose Ramirez is doing this, he's just unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
Just like,
well, again, we say this every time we look up. We're like, holy crap, Jose Ramirez is going to have like another 30-30 year. He just plays in Cleveland. So
he was a home run away from 40-40 last year.
Yeah. Nobody knew. Nobody paid attention.
Dude, how many times we said that for every day for the last month of that year?
Yeah.
And still nobody's talked about it. I'm not sure one person in the history in the world outside of Cleveland talked about Jose Ramirez being one home run away from being 40-40.
Kangas man probably talked about it.
Yeah, no, outside of Cleveland. Yeah. No one outside of Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't even like not even close to the MVP conversation on either side. Would have won it in either league. Wouldn't have won it. Didn't even come in second in his own league, almost 40-40. Isaac Paredes, you can always get him there in Houston, especially against a righty. Austin Riley probably ends up being the highest roster guy again.
Yes.
Gets a righty in Sacramento.
Yes.
After that, I mean, again,
Westberg 36 looks pretty good against Peterson. I know Peterson's good, but
yeah, that's true.
Westberg's good.
Can play Toro here if he's there.
He'll be so popular.
Can play Lee, Beatty.
You can play Mauricio here too.
Moncada's back, eh?
Dude, you know who you could play? Yes, he is. You know who you could play? Who's actually been really good, especially with extra base hits. The second Max Muncy has been really good. I would play anybody against Bryce Elder. That dude is dust. And Max Muncy is just doubling homer in every game. Just a bunch of extra base hits for Max Muncy, bunch of runs scored.
Okay.
So I'd consider some Muncy in
probably
that spot.
Spells the end of Nate Eaton in the lineup with a righty on the mound.
Yeah, for sure.
If Nate might be the DFA with Yoshida back.
Dude, if he's in the lineup, something's gone horribly wrong tomorrow. Someone has gone horribly wrong because
it's either Nate Eaton or David Hamilton. One of those two probably get DFA'd for Yoshida. Or demoted, not DFA'd. They probably get sent to AAA.
Yeah, eventually both because Christian Campbell's come back too. So.
Yeah, you don't need David Hamilton if Eaton can play the entire infield as well and his speed. So they're a bit redundant to themselves. And honestly, Eaton being a right-handed bat and Hamilton a left-handed bat, you don't need any more lefties in that team. So, right. Peace said. Shortstop. Bobby Witt's good.
Dude. Bobby Witt looks like Bobby Witt again. Look up. Oh, wait. Bobby Witt has what? He has 56 runs and 30 doubles and 52 RBIs and 24 steals.
Back over 300,
It's crazy how that changed in 2 weeks.
Yep. Ellie versus Alcantara will be fun.
Please, if there's a guy.
You know why? Nobody gives up more stolen bases than Sandy.
Yeah, but he needs to get on base.
Sure, I'm just saying when he does, since he's stolen bases are going to be happening. I think in this game, so.
One can only pray, John.
All right. Abrams versus Palante, Lindor versus Sugano, Nato versus Rocker. Run the table, play them all. Jacob Wilson, add that to the group. Run the table, play them all. Seager, I'd still play. Seager versus Hendricks.
Story and Seager look great, dude.
I know.
And Dansby, oh man.
The problem with Story, and we looked at this yesterday at Baseball Savant, he is killing breaking balls. His stuff on fastballs are just not good number. He's just not good at it. But Senzatella throws 98.
He does, but he's a bad pitcher. He throws four-seam fastballs down the middle of.
I know, but that's not what Story's hitting right now. He's only hitting hanging sliders.
But he also has been really good against righties. No, Trevor Story has really good.
I don't think his splits overall look good against anything this year.
That's fair because the average, it's just he's doing everything in bulk.
Doing one. Let's see what he homered off of. Let me see what he.
It was a righty. He had a homer off.
No, I mean I want to see what the pitch was. Let's see. Pitch. Slider. 84 miles an hour. Middle. Yeah, we'll do this.
Well, that's not exactly the pitch that you want to throw to any singular major league player in the let
The
alone
guy thank you, Trevor Story, for fulfilling my narrative here. He's hitting bad breaking balls. And
dude, that is actually, if you were to ask what the perfect pitch is to hit, that is the perfect pitch to hit.
Dude, like
you could not have placed it. Like if you had your cursor and you're like trying to place it, I don't think you could get it that close.
Could it more put it more middle? Yeah.
No, I don't think you literally could have put it more middle.
Not only that, first pitch, Trevor was sitting on slider. Like he's like, I can't hit their fastball. I'm not going to hit a changeup. If it's a breaking ball, I'm racking. And there it was. Like smoked it 105 miles an hour off the bat, 414. So anyways, as proving my point there, unless Senzatella is going to throw him something soft and breaking, I don't know. He homered. He didn't homer yesterday. He went 0 for 4. But like, that's my lone worry. I'd rather play Seager than Story, but Story's going to be popular. And you know what, dude? Bird was the reliever. Who's to say Story doesn't homer off the reliever early in the game, throwing crap breaking balls?
Dude, he is just dominating right now. Like it just is what it is. Like it's crazy to see he has a 700 OPS because he has like
a 1200 OPS over the last
60 RBIs, dude.
I know. Yep. I know. Trust me, I watch him every day.
He's been so good.
Yeah. So sure, but still, Seager would probably be my preferred play.
Agreed.
Probably has an ownership pivot off Story because you might just be right. Dude, Gunnar, I get it. It's lefty, but he's only down to $3,900 now.
Yeah, it's criminal.
At some point, that'll be a play for another slate.
Yeah,
might be it. Value
shout out Lopez. Shout out Carlos Correa.
All right. Outfield. Aaron Judge.
Just homered.
People on Twitter are saying that Homer is a 1 of 30.
Doesn't matter.
Is that true?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Counts.
345 feet, 97 miles an hour off the bat.
Doesn't matter. You know why?
It's a home run of that stadium. Home run. Sorry, it's a 2 of 30 stadium homer. So
it's 2 of 30.
They remade the stadium in Tampa Bay.
It's 2 of 30.
2 of 30. Once again, we just take the cheap way out. Play everybody down to O'Neal Cruz.
By the way, you said that when you were talking about Judge, you said it's a great call. You said the 5% play that no one's going to get to.
And Acuna got scratched after Judge was already in the lineup. So
yep.
Everybody
Judge
just probably went and had to play Rooker or something like that now,
2 for 4, 2 runs scored and a home run.
Yep.
So
we said it. We said it on the preview show even. I was like, nobody's going to play Aaron Judge. They're going to play Acuna or the Cubbies. No one played the Cubbies either, and good for them. Simeon Woodridge.
I did.
Yeah, well, yeah. Simeon Woodridge decided to go out there and pitch. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Crazy.
But I'll run it back. Everybody but O'Neal Cruz. I'll say that again, too. I don't care that he had a 460-foot home run. Lefty. He won't do it again. I challenge him.
You're feeling really good with O'Neal. You got the home run from him on Tuesday. You're good with whatever.
He's literally it's all he's doing right now. He's just like, I can hit bombs. Put me in the home run derby.
Yeah, I'd go to the Cubs. I'd go right back to the Cubs so fast.
Yeah, versus Festa for sure.
Also, the Mets, like Soto looks great. Yeah, there's no. I mean, I'm not about to just pick out.
You get to play Willier again at $4,800. Like,
yep.
Play there. Austin Hayes, Butler. If Duran's in the lineup, Nemo, Soderstrom,
Grisham. If Grisham plays. Evan Carter, Roman Anthony.
For sure, Roman Anthony. He might lead off $4,200. Where's Yoshida? What's the Yoshida price tag? Yoshida is $3,000.
Why doesn't he have first base? Like
he will.
Understand.
He will sit.
4,000. I just saw
Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Cedar Rafaela.
Yeah, Sedan 4K.
Joe Adele.
Dominguez, if he leads. I play Dominguez
forward.
probably even if he doesn't lead off.
Yeah, I play Wyatt at 39. He's big.
Yeah, well, yep.
I Langford's a talented guy. He is. Jackson leading off there? Oh, you said Dominguez leading off. Yeah,
if he leads off. I wonder, I assume Grisham is back in the lineup on Wednesday and they lead him off, but I guess we'll see.
All right. Walner.
You play McNeil here. Tyler O'Neill against a lefty?
Yeah, back in the lineup.
He homered the other day.
That's all he does versus lefties.
Yeah. Nick Lofton hit another home run on that's I think
he's back to back. Is that
back to back games? Yeah, I think Lofton's hit home runs in back to back games.
Cags homework tonight.
Cags.
He did 414.
2,800. Cags lefty.
What if that was the one that kicked him off?
Don't let him get hot. Yeah,
don't let him get hot.
Don't let him get hot.
Taylor Trammell homered the other day when we called him out.
Taylor Trammell did. We called him out just because we didn't realize Taylor Trammell was playing baseball again.
Did not.
I would play my boy Alejandro Osuna again, 2,500. If they're hitting him, if they're gonna I don't know if they will be with Langford back, but if he's in the lineup hitting fifth or something, I would play him.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, Tommy Pham. You gave Tommy Pham a shout out. He homered the other day.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll homer on Bubic, but no.
Yeah, but he's excited. Fantasy football season's here.
He's crazy. All right. Plugging Giolito at 85, and then I guess it's Bubic, right?
Bubic is definitely a good play.
Do you have is it Peterson for you? Do you like him more?
I like Peterson probably more, but I don't have a problem with.
I'm good with going Peterson just for the money, but I mean, obviously Bubic is there, and then what do we do? What we talked a lot of offense.
Oh, we didn't talk Profar. We didn't mention Profar in the outfield. I don't know what his price was, but that game we didn't really mention the athletic side either. Rooker's 5K. Yeah, it's a
Kurtz is 47.
It's such a good game with Bryce Elder pitching.
I know. We need a value. Let's just play Mayer. Mayer at second.
Profar is 34. So you probably have to play Jurickson Profar. There's a lot of good 3K catchers too. A lot. Obviously, you have Murphy.
Yeah.
You can play Baldwin at 41. You can play Langoliers at 42. Langoliers probably hits a home run in this spot.
Try to see. Do we have any other? We didn't really have any other value positions, right? We liked Austin Riley's 42.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Shortstop, we were going. I mean, we liked Ellie, but I think we wanted Seager here.
Yeah, right? Seager's been as good as any of the top guys.
So, working two-man Atlanta.
Cal Raleigh home run. Ridiculous.
Just now.
Second deck. No doubter. Saw Judge hit one and said, yep, gotta re-up the lead a little bit.
Did you do Olsen here?
I would definitely do anything Braves.
Because I got to assume if Acuna gets scratched tonight, he might not be in the lineup tomorrow.
Honestly, I think we're short. I think I'd almost rather play Nick Kurtz because I think we need to get exposure against Bryce Elder with how bad he's been. But I don't have any issue playing Olsen. I just personally want to get some A's exposure. And let's leave it there.
Okay. Giolito, Peterson, Kurtz, Mayer, Riley, Seager, Profar, catcher, and 2 outfield spots to go. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to get you guys ready for this main slate. And, of course, we'll put the full lineup in the Discord for you guys with the preview show. So make sure you join that. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see you later.